This is the office that pays the bills. I need you to know. Hey, what's good? What's good? Hello, and how you doing? It is the Melanated Air Hour. So for the next hour, we're going to be filling your airways with nothing but melanin conversation from these beautiful melanated women right here on the screen that you see with me, my beautiful co-host of the Melanated Air Hour. I am LaNée Javet. That's also my handle. You can catch me on and all the queens and all the ladies on social media by going to our handles. You can find Teddy at the Real Teddy Talk. She's tuning in from Egypt. Are you back home?
I am back home. Yes.
Well, you are. You're setting. Yeah, you back in Egypt.
Back in my setting.
We have Madam President chiming in from Atlanta. Hey, Madam President, how are you?
Okay.
And today, hey, B1 Atlanta Terry, I see you. What's up? This is Millionaire. We do this every Tuesday and Thursday around 2:00-ish Eastern. Today, we're talking about entrepreneurship from the perspective of celebrities. A lot of celebrities are going into business, and now they want to teach you how to have a business. But did they really start their business? That's what we want to know. Like, right? As a celebrity, you have a team, you have fame, you have notoriety, and then you decide to start a business, and you were like, look at me, I'm a business owner, I can tell you what to do. But did you put in the time, the energy, the effort, and the work? That's what we want to talk about. Teddy actually brought this conversation to us, so I'm going to let her take the main stage and take us into this conversation.
Hey, y'all. Well, I've been thinking, I really try to put time into these melanated air topics and think about what the people want to hear. And I just look around after the Super Bowl fame and all that. A lot of people are doing big things. I saw Wendy Williams is losing her show. Sherry Shepherd's taking over the show. A lot of people are going into various businesses. Snoop Dogg bought Death Row. I mean, all these things are happening. And I see us, the Black community, rooting hard for a lot of people, which I support 100%. But my question was, should we be following their lead when it comes to business, entrepreneurship? Because when someone starts at a higher level than you, with a lot more fandom and fame than you, they may not be your blueprint to success. So I asked my ladies, should we be listening to them when it comes to business advice, starting companies, their white label products that most of the consumers don't know is white label? They think they've been in the kitchen mixing their butters and fragrances, getting their hair products together, and they haven't most of the time. So who should we as a Black community be using as our example when we want to become entrepreneurs? Should we look at the celebrities, root for them hard, support them, and say, I'm going to model my business after that? Or should you be looking at the homegirl who started her business in her real kitchen with her real herbs and spices? That's the question.
The issue is people have more respect for the celebrity who has fame, right? So they're not thinking through or looking through the fact that the homegirl next door is grassroots. She's bumping her head, she's bootstrapping, she's trying to figure out how to make $1 out of 15 cents. So she's getting business knowledge. As opposed to the celebrity who, to your point, already has fame. They already have an audience. So when they produce something and they sell something, people are already there, ready, willing to give their money, not even knowing if it's a good product, not even knowing if it's good, not even knowing if it's going to work. Because like you said, a lot of times those products are white label. Sometimes, people do go through and show you their process of producing, but a lot of times they're white label. I think I just saw that Lala has a new product out now. Like all the celebrities are going into entrepreneurship. What are the entrepreneurs gonna do?
What are we gonna do if Michelle Obama has a podcast? Well, damn, what chance do I have? And think about it. Like if people have 1 hour a day to consume that type of stuff, like podcast, digital books, whatever it is. If I have a podcast and I have my hour show, Melanated Air, and Michelle Obama has her podcast and she has her hour show, then that kind of steals it, because it's like, well, I want to hear what she has to say. And I'm not saying she doesn't have anything good to say, but I think I have something good to say too. And my experiences might better align with your experiences, because we both are real people. And not that she's not real, but I'm just saying she doesn't have that celebrity. So we are.
You know what though? You know what? You actually made a good point. Hold on. And Masilo, I hope I said your name right. Masilo. Everybody has something to teach. It doesn't matter who you are. Now, I kind of think that Michelle and Obama just is a teeny tiny bit different. Nope. Because what I was about to say, I just literally was going to contradict myself. I was about to contradict myself because I was going to say, yeah, but they started out as regular people, but celebrities did too. Celebrities started out as regular people who worked hard to get their fame, and then they leveraged that fame to do whatever it is that they're doing.
I think. Oh, sorry, LaNée, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm listening and I'm in agreement because I think, we struggle a lot of times as entrepreneurs with real business. A lot of times when we start talking about entrepreneurship, we start talking about the proper way to handle your tax business, the proper way to, are you a C Corp or are you a LLC, when to go incorporated. Those are things that people are still having trouble with, right? And so I had a few conversations because I have a small business, but I was talking to my therapist and she was just saying, small businesses sometimes have, 25 about 25 employees and can average, $7-8 million a year. You have some people that are just small and you have some people that are truly just infant businesses, where you are just micro, you are literally at the very beginning of something. And when you think about being in just anything, you want to start in the beginning of something. The celebrity don't have real business in the context of, a lot of times when you have an idea, you don't even know the first step with a trademark or a copyright. You don't even know how to truly do it. And not to mention, you don't even have the full funds to do it in the magnitude in which they know how. These are people who can come up with a concept or come up with something and have access to all the resources to make that thing come to life. Rihanna has a beautiful makeup brand and lingerie, but Rihanna is not a chemist. She does not spend time, trying to figure out the proper palette of a color for human skin. She don't do that with her time.
She might do it on a level, right? But she's not a chemist, just like you said. She's not got the vials and stuff and doing it. And I remember Candy Burris was talking about her first restaurant and how she had some contractor that was working on the restaurant and they end up like not stealing money from, but they didn't fulfill their bargain and she lost like 50 grand or something. So that was a lesson to learn. She is a business owner, she's celebrity, but she learned a hard lesson. But how many of us have $50,000 to lose to a bad contractor?
Hello.
So we're following her lead and she's skipping all the steps, because she has an accountant already and she has a lawyer and she has this and she can go after him for that money and all that. You don't have that. So when you're taking their lead and you run into the same bumps they run into, you're not going to have the same outcome because you don't have the resources.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that says a lot, especially as Black entrepreneurs, and we're looking to people who have money to start a business, right? And so when we think, oh, I have to go and get something done, it's going to cost this much money. And if you don't have that money, then you'll skip over that step. Mm-hmm. And then you end up being in a bad position, or you don't end up having all of the knowledge that you need. When really, we're looking at other entrepreneurs that are in the business, people that have bootstrapped, people that have had what they call it, 10 toes down. In business and entrepreneurship, who started out where you started out, who understand bootstrapping, who had to learn from the hard knock life of YouTube videos and the University of YouTube. Like that is really who we should be following. That's really who we should be learning from, because those individuals are just a couple steps ahead of you. One of my mentor, I used to struggle with this. My mentor was like, because people used to always say, I want to be just like you. And I would be like, aim higher. Like I used to always say that. And he was like, stop saying that. And I was like, no, I don't want them to just try to get where I'm at, like aim higher. And he was like, you don't realize that some people are just trying to get to where you are.
That's it. They're trying to get to where you, and then like you do have to go higher than that, right? So here I pose this question. Is celebrity a distraction? Is it, I said escapism when we were talking before the show. I think a lot of people use, it's like, I'm rooting for everybody. I'm rooting for everybody Black. I think Issa Rae said that, which is 100%. But I think a lot of times when we see Black celebrities be successful, we're rooting so hard for them that maybe we feel like we don't have to do it because they've done it, right? They opened the restaurant. They got the Trap House Museum. They got the whatever it is. So we're rooting for them because we see the Black faces up there doing the thing. Jay-Z is a big one. Jay-Z owns the Super Bowl or NFL and baseball, and we don't know the details of them deals. We don't know that he owns a percent of a percent of a percent. None of that, right? But we're rooting for them, and then maybe we won't strive to own our own NFL team because he already got it, you know? So that's what I meant by escapism. We're using them, vicariously living through them so that we don't have to fulfill our own dreams.
You know what? That's a great point. We do see a lot of times that we'll have people sit on the sidelines rooting for other people to be successful instead of putting that time and energy into ourselves to root for us to be successful, or to invest in us to be successful, or to follow our dream, or to do whatever it is that we want to do. Hey, Sarah. That's very true. Hey, so in the audience, how many of you guys are entrepreneurs or business owners, or want to be entrepreneurs or business owners? What are you struggling with in your business? I know when I first got, so now 9 years in the game. Next year is my 10-year anniversary. I'm so excited. It'll be 10 years next year. Huh?
I said congratulations.
Thank you. I'm doing a retreat next year. An entrepreneurs retreat. I'm gonna take 10 women. We're gonna go to Anguilla, and I got these dope mansions, and I'm gonna do this dope retreat. Like, I'm so excited. It's gonna be fresh. Like, we started looking already. Hey, Sarah. So Sarah says, I am a life coach. What's up, Sarah?
Yes.
What were some things you struggled with in your business early on, Sarah, that you struggle with currently? And one of the reasons why we're having this conversation, not the only reason, but one of the reasons, Teddy is an exit strategist. I am a business strategist and profit potential coach, and Madam President has her own business. But we do this, one, because Black folks, I personally believe that Black people's economic empowerment is going to come through entrepreneurship. Like, that is my belief, right? But I also believe that we lack the proper knowledge to operate a business. And that's a lot of that is because it's not what was taught when we were growing up. It's not what we sit around the table having business conversations. We didn't have entrepreneurs and business professionals to model. And so as we become entrepreneurs, we have to learn it as we're doing it. We have to bump our heads. We're cheating and we're backsliding just to be able to have a business, right? And so I don't often blame Black entrepreneurs because we just didn't know. You don't know what you don't know, right? Mm-hmm. But when you get into this space at this point, now in my life, I've dedicated my time, energy, and efforts to helping Black-owned businesses upscale and get to the level where they need to be. Because, again, I believe that's where our economic empowerment is going to come from. Hey, Melissa. And so in about 2 weeks, I'm putting together the Black Power Business Conference. And I'm going to show you guys the page and get you guys some codes and some cool stuff to talk about it. Give me 1 second to show you. Boom. Okay, boom. And so it's the Black Power Business Conference. Look at all my beautiful friends. 20 Black women that are coming together to talk about business. So we're going to talk about funding your business. The conversations that day will be around business credit, which I did not learn about until I was in business for like 6 or 7 years. And I wish I would have known it early on because that would have helped me put my business together. We're going to talk about crowdfunding, which I did do. I raised $10,000 in crowdfunding, and it's something that Black business owners are overlooking, mostly because we don't know how to do it. But crowdfunding helped me to jumpstart my business by raising $10,000. And they're just going to talk about what it looks like to bootstrap and what that budgeting looks like. We're going to talk about protecting your financial assets from a legal structure, trademarking, tax implications, business banking, things that we don't talk about in the entrepreneur space as Black people. We're going to talk about mastering the art of sales. What does that look like? How to properly price yourself, how to pitch your business, how to close sales, what the follow-up process looks like. We're going to talk about building an unforgettable brand and marketing strategies. I'm going to do a keynote on white labeling products and securing the bag, because if a celebrity can do it, guess what? You can do it too.
You can do it too.
Do it too. We're going to talk about building a profitable team. Creating a life-changing side hustles, because not everybody already has a business. Some people want to get their business started. That's going to be hosted by LaNée Javet. We're going to talk about increasing your cash flow with multiple income streams, how to start a speaking business, how to start a store, how to become an author, how to make how to make money from an online course. And then we're going to have another keynote by Vicki that she's going to do the spirit of entrepreneur. The reason why I'm sharing this and telling you guys this right now is because I got a 72-hour sale. Ooh, 2 days left. Where you can get 50% off. So if you go to the site, you can save some money. But what's most important is that you're going to be learning from real entrepreneurs who have businesses, who are in business, who do this business thing every day. And that is super important when you're talking about who you're going to learn from.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm going to throw this banner up for the rest of our conversation just so that you guys can see it while we keep having our discussion right now. I'm going to go to the comments.
Pamela, I saw one comment someone said about getting clientele is hard for that. Or not that maybe an area they struggle. Sarah Cox, she said getting clientele because her forum is new. And then I saw someone else saying they wanted to approach importing. They want to import goods from Africa like tea and coffee. They're wondering how do they approach buyers and going into coffee shops, etc. And that is why something like this conference is great. And this is something that, Snoop Dogg can't tell you about how he can approach people and the intimidation factor and all that, right? Because you need real people. You need real people that are trying to build their business and have done this without the celebrity. And I think it's great to benchmark for celebrities. Like, ooh, I'd love to get there. But you have to understand they're in a whole different realm. We don't even know how they really got there, right? I mean, of course, they work hard in the beginning, but Snoop's still on stage, y'all. Like, he's been a weed head for decades. He's been through some things, okay? So I don't know how he's still here, but he's still here. But I'm not going to model my life nor my business after that, because I don't know what that is, right? But I'm rooting for him. You go, but I'm not gonna model after him. I'm gonna look at my girl LaNée Javet and say, "How you do?" Now tell me about this white labeling again. How do I do that?
Because you want people who've done it. So to your point, if you were to go and talk to Snoop about his business, he shows up. He has a team around him that negotiates the contracts, that finds the opportunities, and then come and presents it to him, and he says yes or no. He didn't have to go out into Margaret de Belot's. He didn't have to go out and think about automation. He didn't have to go out and come up with the marketing strategy. He didn't have to go out and come up with his pricing. Somebody does that. That's a team of people that do that. So when we look at them and say, hey, now what he did do is grind to make a name for himself. He was consistent and persistent, and he did strive for a goal. So if we wanted to talk about how did you become successful, that's a different conversation. But how do you operate a business? How do you stay consistent? How do you make it past the 7-year itch? Because 65% of businesses, not black or white, 65% of businesses fail in the first 7 years.
That's true. And Snoop had Dr. Dre. I saw the movie, right? So if he hadn't ran up against Dr. Dre, I don't know if Snoop would have made it. I don't know if he would have been who he is if you didn't have that mastermind behind them keys and help you spit them bars. So it's all about the team too and who you surround yourself with, right? Mm-hmm. So rooting for people on social media may not be as good as getting up on the meetups and actually meeting with these people and talking to them, having conversations and networking and working together.
Absolutely.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Madam President.
I was just going to say that a lot of times in our community, you find a lot of people who want to be the rapper, but you don't find a lot of people who want to be the engineer. Yeah. And there was this group I remember around a few years ago during the Grammys period, where this group, they played instruments, they did all this sound, and they were like beating Beyonce and nobody knew who they were. Well, they were like these high-end engineers who also had made this album that was very popular globally. And it probably didn't hit a lot of Black folks, but it just kind of goes to show you. I heard an engineer say once, an engineer, a person like Jay-Z, he's popular off an album, but there's a lot of rappers who never reach his level of popularity. But then you have engineers that work every time Jay-Z makes an album, every time another artist makes an album, and they have a lifetime of, a good living for 40 and 50 years of their life. Oftentimes we remove that kind of skill set from that is required when it comes to talent. I think in basketball, coaches say all the time, I will take the person who shows up every single time that may not have the exact same talent as a superstar, but a person who shows up, a person who's listening will go much further than a superstar who just has talent.
Somebody who's malleable, somebody who wants to show up and grow and do the
grow.
work.
Yeah.
And I don't know how true this is, but to your point, to reinforce your point, I was watching something on social media. I can't remember what it was, but they were saying, to your point about engineers and writers and how important it is to have the people that do the work, right? People who do the work. I'm not saying they're more important than the celebrities, but how important they are. They were talking about Lauryn Hill, and they were like, how many albums does Lauryn Hill have? They're like, one. And they were like, because she lost her writers and she lost her engineering team. So she hasn't been able to come back and put that magic together to put out another album. However, when you have the right team, you can make money off of one album for the rest of your life. That chick has not put out a new album, and she's still touring on that album because of the right people who she had the first time around. They were able to set her up to make money forever, ever.
That's it.
But that's a good story. But that was the craziest time of her life because those people sued her, and it was the most difficult time. Basically, she said it was the most difficult time that she had in music, and it really changed the trajectory of how she does music moving forward. She doesn't even have the same, I don't know,
she didn't own it. It was theirs, and she didn't pay them for it. So because she didn't pay them for it properly, royalty wise, back to doing business, She didn't do her business right. She can't use any of those beats, any of those sounds. So she can still use the songs. She's still singing the song, but if you've ever been to a Lauryn Hill concert, it's not the beat, it's not the music that you recognize. Like you're not gonna be in there swaying to this. It's some different music or sound, but her lyrics are still there. So again, you gotta do your business right. You gotta do business
right. It's not pretty. Business isn't pretty. It's something you just gotta do. Like having an accountant, having a lawyer, having like a mentor. Those are not the sexy side, because those people are like, wait, hold on, what you doing? And why did you do it that way? And maybe you should think about this. But you need that to be successful. You can't just be running with scissors. Like you need somebody to grab you and say, hold on a second, look at it this way, so that you can get it done right. You can do the right thing and do it the right way.
So Sarah, you said you're freelancing right now, getting clientele. You're looking to get clientele right now because your form is new. Okay, cool. You said my business is about health and wellness, but Black people really don't understand. Ooh, so that's not a true statement. Black people do understand it. One of the things one of the biggest issues that we have in the Black community when it comes to entrepreneurship is understanding our target market. And your statement when you say that Black people don't understand health and wellness, it's not true. Just by reading that, I'm going to say you might not know your target market, because it can't be all Black people. So if your product is health and wellness, then your niche market are going to be Black people who understand health and wellness.
And it's very important to them.
So you have to know your target market.
I spent hundreds of dollars in Aswan, Egypt, and it wasn't on things. It wasn't on trinkets. It wasn't on earrings and things. It was on herbs and spices, baby. It was all about them herbs and them spices. I have high blood pressure, had it in my mid-20s. It's very important to me to handle it naturally. So I'm all about them herbs and spices. So I know it. And there's a lot of people like us who really want to be healthy from the inside out and not, doing something very superficial. So that niche market will get you. And you're not selling to the world. You're selling to that one, your persona. LaNée has her persona. What's her name?
Kendra.
Kendra. She has Kendra, okay? Kendra, she know how many kids she got, what her age is, what her aspirations are. That is her target market, that person. And every time she talks, every time she's running her business pitch, she's talking to Kendra only. Only Kendra.
The woman version is Kendra. The male version is Ken. But we bougie, so we spell it K-I-N. So I'm going to show you guys this. I'm going to go deeper. We are going to go deeper in with this once we in the conversation we've been talking about target market. But I will show you guys just a small snippet, just a little bit. Okay. So this is my avatar. Her name is Kendra. Boom. And then this is her. I know how old she is, what she does, what her issues are, how to talk to her, because I've done a deep dive into understanding my target market, my target audience. I highly advise that you do that, Sarah. Your other comment, you said, how old are you? I don't want to be a mogul. So first, how old am I? 45. Look at Black Don't Crack. So 45, and you don't have to be a mogul. I will tell you that I had to completely change my business brand and modeling because I had to realize that everybody doesn't want to be a mogul. I still go by the mogul, but I don't push that on other people. So my previous brand was Mogulvation, and I wanted to teach everybody how to be a mogul. And I realized, like you said, everybody doesn't want to be a mogul. Some folks just want to start a business. Some folks just want to go from 1 to 2. Some folks just want to go from 2 to 3. Some people just want to be the first person in their generation to buy a house or to send their children to school. And so I literally closed down my business that pushed being a mogul and I closed down 2 businesses, merged them into one business, which is now Upscale Noir, because at this point I realized that Black people just want to upscale. We just want to get to the next level. Everybody don't want to be a mogul. I don't want to go from 1 to 10, LaNée. I'm just trying to get to 2. Can you just help me prepared? And so I literally did away with both of my two prior businesses and created Upscale Noir to really just help Black people scale to the level that they want to be on.
That's it.
And that's
that's why I like to say everybody doesn't want to be a mogul. And so last episode we were talking with Faye, and she made the comment about generational wealth, what really goes into building generational wealth. And it's daunting, right? Just like business ownership. You have to set your goals and they have to be realistic. I'm not saying you can't shoot for the moon, but you need to have like graduated goals. So you need to say, this year I want to make, you just start with, like me, my goal was to make $25,000 in sales my very first year, start on YouTube and all this stuff, hit the mark, right? So next year I can say, I want to make $100,000 in sales. And the next year I can say 300,000 or 500,000, whatever it is. But I'm not saying I want to be a millionaire today. I want to be a millionaire tomorrow, because it's not realistic and it's going to put too much pressure on you to do it. And if you don't hit the mark, you might quit because you put too much pressure on yourself. You're probably stressed out. You got life going on and you just can't handle that. So you have to have graduated, realistic goals that match or in line with your business model, whatever that may be.
Absolutely. Go ahead. I was about to ask you a question. Go ahead.
Go ahead, LaNée.
No. I was about to ask you a question. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say that oftentimes we like, yeah, I want to make $1 million. And trust me, I'm with you on that, because I was going into, all of my business ideas and my thoughts like, yeah, I want to make $1 million. And it was like, you can start with making $5,000 first. Right.
Hello.
And when she kind of start making that $5,000 consistently, then I'm like, oh, okay, go ahead, see, you can get 15,000 out of this, and you get 25,000, and then you figure out how to make $1 million. And a lot of times, one of the things we do in business too is we're not communicating with enough people who are smarter than us and have stronger skill sets and where we lack. So if I'm not a tech guru, and I know that I need some tech experience to get some things completed, I need to connect with people that can do that. There's no way that I'm going to have a successful business completely removing this part out of it when I need it, So I think we have to keep that in mind. We have some people that are stronger communicators. If you got good ideas and you do not have the vocal ability to articulate, then you need to get your good friend that talk well start helping you articulate these concepts, because it can happen. I feel like one of the things about our community is, and I've always felt like this, is too many of us that's trying to get to the same place alone. Our community does this. It's like I never forget, I was reading, and I've even had this conversation with my own peers. Here we go. We went to college and, we all graduated trying to figure out what to do next with our life. None of us are, pouring out of ingenious to the point where, we don't have to work, obviously. So then it's like when you ask them, hey, let's come together. Any thoughts, ideas, and concepts that you have that maybe I have the skill set that can help you take what you want for your life out of the next level? People act lost. They act slow. They like, they don't know what exactly to do. But it really made me think, because I used to be heavy and, I want to go into marketing. And I didn't understand or didn't have an idea about marketing until probably after college. It was kind of like, those things, those commercials, people make those. You don't have to just like watch it when you're watching TV. You can create concepts and commercials yourself, right? So I was kind of interested in advertising. So I started doing research in advertising. I started researching. I had found out that BBDO was this big advertising company, and they were the ones that were creating these commercials of sports and stuff that I like. So then I was like, oh snap! They had a program where you could an internship. So I was like all in, and I kind of just went through this funnel of research, and I found out that not everybody who created this company was in advertising. But there were like 4 college friends. They had all took out like a collegiate loan, and they basically took out whatever it was. They had about maybe $12,000-$15,000 per person, and they literally started a business together. And one person was the person that was in marketing. The others just knew that I want a business. I want to be a part of a business. We're going to have to work for somebody anyway. Why not do it together? And I feel like the more you connect with those people that has that mindset, I guarantee you all of our businesses just begin to flourish. All of them.
I wonder if it's the trust issue within our community, right? We don't trust each other. And maybe that goes back to the celebrity. It's so much easier to buy Beyonce's screen printed clothes than it is to buy your homegirl Keisha screen printed clothes, because you don't want Keisha to get the bag. You don't want Keisha to have more money than you. You don't want to be paying her or whatever the deal is. But Beyonce is so far out of reach, so far out of touch. You'd rather give your money to her because then you can't see what she's going to do with it. I don't know what that is, but I would like to know what the.
No, I think it's a value add. I think it's that people put more value on the celebrity's product than they do their friend Keisha's product. So some of it is you're close to Keisha, and Keisha, you're going to use my money to do this. Some of it is that I do think some of it's that, but I think it's more that there's value in what people think that there's more value. It's going to be a better quality. It's going to be, and it's Beyonce made it, so it's going to be, the thing, opposed to what Keisha's going to do. Keisha, what they say, your little business. Keisha's little business.
She started her little bit, and we're not talking about our homegirl Keisha Ravenell. I'm just using. I use a random name generator, and then I'm like, but Keisha, I shouldn't even say. I should say a different name. Kendra.
Yes, yeah. So there were 2 comments over here I wanted to hit up. One of them was Kiki. Hey, Kiki girl. She says, hi, ladies. I'm just coming in. You all look great. Hey, thank you. Question. I know that being an entrepreneur is about pleasing your customers, but to what extent? If people feel your prices are too high, should you compromise and change your prices? Thanks in advance, entrepreneur in the making.
Can I say something?
Everybody say it.
Go ahead, girl.
The thing is, I'm gonna be honest with you. If what's happening is, it's not that your prices could be too high. It's just that you're not selling to the people who have the money to purchase your product. When you're selling to the right people, the prices aren't too high. Now, when you are selling a similar product, it's your responsibility to provide the value of your product. It's not people to see. It's not people's responsibility for them to look at your product and see that it's valuable. Damn, I sound like I'm running a good business over here. I'm liking this.
You are.
And that's why people got to learn from entrepreneurs. You have to
They
learn
do.
from
Yes. And you know your costs. Like you've set your price accordingly, right? You know whatever it costs to make it or do that thing, how much time and effort you put into it, what your competitors are charging. If you have all those factors, then maybe the people who think that is too high is not your target audience. But if they're not your target audience, you can't be selling to them. Okay, you have to go outside of that group and sell to someone who's going to pay the price. But yeah, I would not discount your item just to make people happy because they're still not going to be happy. They probably still won't buy it. So that's just my advice. Like if they want it, they're going to get them coins together and figure out how they're going to get it. Just like they do anything else in the world, right?
Absolutely. They do it for a purse. They do it for hair. They do it for vacation. The thing that I tell my clients is don't compete on price. If you compete on price, you're going to be in the mucky muck and you're not going to run a business that's going to make you feel good. You have to decide if you want to be the low cost option or the high quality option because you never see low cost and high quality together. Right. They just don't go. So either you're going to compete on price or you're going to compete in your product. And if you compete on your product, you don't have to compromise. I heard something the other day. Actually, I'm listening to Yvonne Orji's book, How I Got Bamboozled by Jesus to Have the Life of My Dream. And she said, when people can't afford your price, it's not that your price is too high, it's that they're too short. And I was like, okay, I got it. Okay. So you need to get you around some tall people, some people who got tall dreams, tall aspirations, and understand the tall product. Because everybody, it's the same thing we talk about in real life. Everybody's not going to come with you. Everybody's not your customer. Everybody's not your same in business. It's the same in business. All right,
see Dennis Cragg is in a comment talking about, he made something about startup cost and organizational cost the first year. That is something a lot of businesses don't talk about. And that's another reason you may not want to make $1 million your first year because the tax man is coming for you. All right. And if you got that money and you started spending it before the end of that year, then that tax bill come around, you're going to be hurting. I know plenty of people who've been playing the lotto, got that big payday, spin it up, or went gambling, spin it up. Then they get that 1099, like, hold on a minute, whatever it is. Like, you owe the tax man. So
and that's why taxes are going to be
best learned gradually.
That's why taxes are going to be at the conference because Black people in taxes, Black folks in IRS, Black folks in taxes, like we need to have some legit conversations, like not H&R tax block, tax cut conversations, but legit entrepreneur conversations about your taxes. And that's why I wanted to have that segment on taxes. I want to have people come in and talk about trademark. Our stuff's not protected. As soon as I came up with Black Power, POWHER, I called my lawyer who will be at the conference. And I was like, hey, I need to get Black Power trademark. We did the paperwork. And Black people need to understand the difference between a TM trademark and a registered R trademark. Like there's just so much stuff that we don't know. The one thing there's 2 points I wanted to make that I wrote down. One is strategy. And as entrepreneurs, we often do a to-do list. We often say, I want to make $1 million or 50 or 5,000, like Madam President said, but we don't put a strategy in place. Mm-hmm. I sit with too many entrepreneurs that have businesses and they do not have a strategy. They do not know where they're going. They do not know what they're doing. They do not know how they're going to get there. They have a to-do list, but not a strategy for how they're going to execute it. And so one of the reasons why I'm putting this conference on and I brought all my girlfriends and all my entrepreneur colleagues and friends together is because I go to conferences. I will drop $500, $800, $1,500 to go to a conference. And when I go to these places, I am one of 3 to 5 to 6, a handful of Black people. So I'm investing in myself. I'm investing in my knowledge. I'm investing in my school. I'm getting this information. I'm applying it to my business. And I'm the only person that gets to see success from it. And so my strategy and my belief that economic empowerment is going to come through Black entrepreneurs for Black people is to offer a conference where I can bring multiple people and expertise together to put out a product at a price that people can afford. So I forget the young lady's name, to Kiki's point, I'm not compromising on price. right? I'm putting a product out that is affordable, where people are going to, so it's affordable, but it's high quality. So my strategy is also in tune with my vision for Black people to have profitable, upscale, nice businesses that other Black people want to come in and support.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
you have to have a strategy for how you're going to execute what it is that you want to do.
And also, I just want to let the entrepreneurs know that, this isn't, it's kind of like when you say, I want to make $1 million. It's so easy to say. It's easy to say that. Just use your words and your ability to do that. But the actual strategy, all of that TikTok shit, all of that is hard work. I know you look at people and they make all of this seem so appealing and exciting. I even look at the people who like show themselves making their bed. It's like, I'm like trying to get up and get all this shit together. You think I got time to prop this camera up and show my bed? Like, this is what we've come to. So I just want to let all entrepreneurs know that, as you go through all your different strategies and it is taxing, don't give up on on this idea, because it's not easy, and you're not coming from generational wealth. You're not coming from, Kim Kardashian with her sex tape that sold for $1 million that places her in positions that you will never get to. You're coming from a different place and time, and you just kind of got to be committed to the process. And I feel like people are committed to like having that business idea because they feel independent. But guess what? It is not completely easy, so just be encouraged.
And that's what I was trying to think.
Don't make this look easy when y'all are changing the world. And I would say, to Madam President's point and to Dennis Braggett's point, it's not making it look easy. It's having the knowledge. Having the knowledge. Having the knowledge is what makes it look easy. People who don't take the time to invest in their business are the ones that are like, oh my God, and stressed out and money's not right and I don't know what I'm doing. That's why it looks hard, because they don't have the knowledge. When you get the knowledge, I'm not saying you don't have bad days and y'all don't still be over here up in the corner crawled up. Like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? But it's at a different level. I'm not crying over $50. You know what I'm saying? I'm crying over $5,000 or $10,000. Your cry changes as you but it's knowledge. Go ahead, Teddy. I'm sorry.
I was just saying, when I was thinking about like this topic and stuff, and there's that expression that people say you shouldn't share your dreams not because you don't want people to know, but because it releases a hormone that you've got. So if you tell people you have your great idea, have a great idea, and you vomit it out, and then you've released this hormone like an orgasm, right? You've released it, and then all the excitement that you have built up about that idea kind of wanes. And then it's harder for you to go after the idea. And I don't necessarily believe you shouldn't tell people your dreams, but you shouldn't tell people that aren't going to help you do something with it. And I just think that is the expectation. You need to be around people that are helping you do something with your ideas. Literally, they are helping you build your idea, grow your idea, work with you on your idea, mentor you through your idea, fund your idea, whatever it is. And if you're not around those people, you need to find those people to be around, because that is what some other communities have that we don't, is that support, not just the knowledge, but someone saying, hey, here's this seed that I can plant in you to watch it grow. And I think our expectation is, we would like, why would someone help me start a business? Because they love you, they care about you, they believe in you. That's why they would help you. And so many other cultures and communities are doing that. So that is their expectation. So we have to get on board with that. And if you're not around those people, you need to find them. Because that is how we don't have to, like Madam President said it perfectly, we're all trying to get to the same place alone. We should not be doing it alone. And if we are doing it alone, get you some new friends, for real.
Exactly.
Man.
Too.
Go ahead.
I was just saying family as well. I will never forget, how I looked at my own family and saw that we were millionaires. We were just all giving the money to other people and other corporations, looking at my grandparents, all of us living in a house growing up, one apartment, 3 bedrooms, 4 kids, grandkids. And you mean to tell me that all of y'all leaving out of the house, going to work for somebody else, coming back and still ain't got no money.
At least don't own the apartment. Did y'all own the apartment?
This sounds crazy. That sounds crazy.
Yeah.
You say that kind of stuff out loud, but a lot of folks can relate because you lived it. You lived through it, the experience. So we have to stop and just really see how crazy this stuff is and really come together and say, enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
Yes. So I want to show you guys something. Just because we're having the conversation on $1 million, and I can't make it bigger, but a lot of times when you're talking about $1 million, it seems like it's so hard to make. And I'm not saying it's not hard. I just want to show you that it can be easy, right? So when you're thinking about what kind of business you're going to start, what you're going to offer, if $1 million is your end goal, if you sell a $200 product, you only have to sell it to 5,000 people. If you sell a $500 product, you only have to sell it to 2,000 people. If you sell a $1,000 product, you only have to sell it to 1,000. Now, the funny thing is, some of you guys are going to tune me out when I say sell a $2,000 product to 500 people, because you're automatically, your brain will be like, I don't have a $2,000 product. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Sell a $4,000 product to 250 people. Yeah, you got that. You got that too. Or if you want to take the lower end, and I'm after people want to go, you know what? I'd rather do something a little simpler. If you sell a $17 a month product to 5,000 people, you can make it $1 million. Or you can sell
the subscription concept. That is the best one.
Yes,
that is the best one.
$42 to 2,000 people, $83 a month to 1,000 people, $167 a month to 500 people. So it's not hard to scale. It's having the ability, is having the knowledge, the know-how, the right community. And that's what we want to offer you guys at the Black Power Business Conference. I want to show you what I wrote right here. And it just says, you are invited if you are ready to dominate in your business industry, but need some business knowledge to fill in the gaps. You are invited if you want to master the art of selling and pitching your product or service at full price. You are invited if you want to learn how to secure funding for your business. You're invited if you need to know how to legally protect and cover your business assets. You're invited if you know it's time to implement a brand and marketing strategy that is unforgettable and profitable. You are invited if you are ready to diversify your business offerings, increase your revenue streams, and get cash flow positive. And or if you have been in business for 0 to 7 years. So this conference is really for individuals that have been in business for 0 to 7 years. And when people hear what's going on in this conference, they're like, that has to be like a $2,000 conference. And really it is. Like, if I was going to another community, it would definitely be a $2,000 conference. But what I wrote here was, if we were to charge $2,000 for this conference, who does that help? It doesn't help the people that really need to be in the room. And so since this conference is for you all, the price point is decent, right? Right now I'm doing a 50% off for the next 2 days, for the next 48 hours, where the general admission is $99, the VIP experience is $149. After these 2 days is up, it's going to go to $199 and $299. So if you really are committed to investing in your business this year and beyond, go register for the Black Power Business Conference. It is virtual. It will be online. You get access to the replay. It's next Saturday, March 5th and Sunday, March 6th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern. But again, if you can't make it live, you do get access to the replay. For somebody who asked, where's it at? Hey, Dino Cummins, the link is dropped. It's right there. But what I will do, I will stop the banner. Hold on one second. I'll just put it up by itself. Boom. There you go. www.blackpowerconference.com. And I'll just leave it there for a second.
And if you want to huddle in your living room with your girlfriends, then maybe y'all should do that.
And you know, I created the Black Power Business Circle because of everything that you guys are talking about, right? So all the registrants and attendees will be able to join the Black Power Business Circle so that you can be around other people, Black women, who are having these conversations, who want to learn, who want to grow, who want to share. Because you don't have to go by yourself. Like, you should be surrounded by other peers and colleagues who are talking the same talk, who get it. I had a strategy call with a young man the other day who's starting this super dope business. I can't talk about his business, but super dope. And one of the things he said to me, I'm 45. He was probably like 32 maybe. And one of the things that he said to me, he was like, LaNée, I feel like I'm by myself because nobody else understands what I'm doing. He was like, my friends, they want me to come out and hang out, and I can't because I'm working on this. And so I'm losing friends. I'm feeling like a loner. My girl is about to leave me. I don't know what to do. And I was like, what of these things can you replace? Can you start this business over again at any point in life? He was like, no. I was like, can you go back and get your friends? He was like, yeah. I was like, can you get new friends? He was like, yeah. I was like, can you get a new girl? He was like, yeah. I was like, well, then you got to see this thing through. And sometimes you have to take this road by yourself, but sometimes you don't. And I introduced him to Meetup and some other things so that he can collaborate. But it's super, super important that you surround yourself with other people that are on this journey, because people who aren't on it, who don't have that same vision, who don't understand entrepreneurship, who don't understand the grind and the stress and the struggle, they won't get it, and you'll feel by yourself. And it's difficult to grind and hustle and be positive and feel empowered when it feels like everything around your world is not doing well.
And not just by yourself, you might get pushback because people be like, oh, you can't do that, or you shouldn't do that, or you can't open that store, you can't sell that thing, you can't. So when you have people out of love, out of misgiving love, tell you what you can't do, you can only fight through it so much when there's so much negativity being spewed out you. So I mean, you definitely have to have that around you. And I wish for us as a community, as a people, as me, myself, that I'm a business owner, my kids will be business owners, and then their kids will be business owners. So it won't even be unusual. That'll be all they know. So it'll be more unusual if they choose not to do it than if they choose to do it, so that they have that support kind of built in. I want them to see it as they're growing up, so it's not unusual, and they get the support they need, and they have the knowledge that they need right there at home.
Also, too, I just want to say that sometimes you all got to be a little crazy about this business. I got a friend, she says, sometimes I don't like even telling people that I'm a director because I've only directed small stuff. I haven't directed anything big. And I said, well, I get your sentiment. I said, but I said, just 35 years ago, Tyler Perry was probably telling somebody he was going to be a multimillionaire, and people thought that he was crazy. Believe in your crazy, okay?
Believe in your crazy.
Believe in your crazy. It's folks out here that are literally selling drugs to folks. They are doing the most unethical thing in becoming richer than rich. Believe in your ethical thing like folks believe in their unethical thing. It's so crazy that when you are on something good and you're about something good and you got something life-changing, you just let all these negative thoughts and all this negativity ride your back to the point where you can't even produce. Believe in your crazy. Tell folks what you are, even if you haven't even started yet. Believe in that crazy enough for 15 years from now, or 10 years from now, 5 years from now. It's like, I was telling people that I had this business before I even had it LLC, and look at me now.
Yeah.
Believe in your crazy, y'all.
Absolutely.
Yes, and yes. Let me see if there's any other comments that I missed. Let's see. Let's see. Agreed. We already hit that one. Own your land, startup costs, organization costs first. We don't share info enough sometimes. We did this conversation on help not too long ago, and one of the things that we said is there's a lot of information out there. Unfortunately, people don't always take it. People don't take the advice that's given. They don't take the information. They don't take the opportunities that are presented to them. My goal for this conference is 500. I want 500 Black entrepreneurs to show up to this event and receive, right? I put the price point at a place where I feel like entrepreneurs in years 0 through 7 can show up, and they can be blessed. They can learn about funding. They can learn about marketing. They can learn. There's so much to this business game. And if you're not in a room to learn it, you're going to get left behind. So the information is out there. People just have to want it and apply it. Let's see. What else? Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goals. I think you're talking about SMART goals. let's see, Kiki. I was looking for Kiki. There she goes. Do you have a YouTube channel? We do. We're actually on YouTube right now. We're on 8 different platforms. But you can definitely go and follow and like us at Melanated Air. We're on YouTube at Melanated Air. Plus, I believe Teddy has her own YouTube as well. Teddy, what's your YouTube?
Teddy Ewing. Teddy Ewing
Okay.
on YouTube. I'm on there.
So you also can follow Teddy and Teddy Ewing. I have my own personal YouTube, which is LaNée Javet. And then you guys can also follow Melanated Air. We are there also.
Yes.
Let's see. Y'all make this look easy. We talked about that. Drop the link. The link is right there. And Adrian said, we need to learn to keep grandma's house instead of renting. That's the truth. My mom just bought this new house. She had it built. She built from the ground up, and we call it the legacy house. So my mom is 65, 60. No, she's not 65. I'm 45. She's 62. And she bought this house, let's say 3,500 square foot house, brand new, built from the ground, pool, all that kind of good stuff. And me, her, and my 3 sisters put all of our love and energy and effort into this house because she's like, this is the house that I'm going to leave you guys. So she calls it the legacy house because it's our house. She bought it. She canceled one of her insurance policies, and she was like, look, we're going to put this into the house. And then she let us buy into it. She was like, so this is your guys' house. You guys will split it equally. But if anybody wants more, then you can put it in on the down payment. You can put in on monthly stuff. You can put it on the pool if you want a bigger percentage. But if not, everybody gets it three ways. But that's super important when we start thinking about grandma's house, owning it instead of renting it. We can buy it. We can buy the house. We can buy the house that grandma lives in. We can buy the house that we live in and have everybody split the cost for that. Business can be done. Legacies can be created so many different ways.
Yeah. I just want to say too that my grandfather, I talked about how we rented my whole life. Well, guess what? We've been having this public conversation of, home ownership in the Black community that even my grandfather heard about it. And we started talking more and more. So a couple of years ago, my grandfather bought a property. Now, mind you, my grandfather also is a veteran and all of that. So he got great benefits. He doesn't have to pay taxes. Whatever kind of accolades you get for being a veteran, he was able to utilize all of that. But him being 70, over 75, over 77, decided to buy a house for his children as well. And the crazy part is, I thought that was pretty dope that it's like, we put age on things. We think, oh, you're supposed to get a house at 35 or you're supposed to get a house at 20. You can get a house whenever the hell you want to. Exactly. And my grandfather and LaNée's mother is such an inspiration to the testament of, we spend so much time thinking like, oh, I waited too late. No, you didn't. He understands, just like LaNée's mother understands, that this is the legacy house. And I'm so glad you said that, LaNée. I think I'm probably going to pay the light bill over my grandfather's house because you mentioned that. Just because it's the legacy house.
Yeah, definitely. As long as he got his paperwork and how he gonna leave it, if and when he passes.
Trust, yeah.
That's what. And I just say that because. I have people that don't want to talk about it. Like they be like, I don't want to talk about it. I'm like, ugh, I don't even know what to do with that. Like, we got to talk about it. That's one thing we all know for certain. We ain't going to be here forever. That is the one thing we all know without a doubt. So you have to plan for that. Whatever that looks like, you got to plan for it.
Yeah, if you do get a legacy house, make sure you have a trust. My mom does have a trust. If you know me in any kind of way, who I am and how I operate, when y'all come to this event, y'all gonna be like, damn, I've never been to an event like this. I operate at a very high level. I am like 30% off of my mom's tree. Like, she is the epitome of having her shit together. So she has a trust. She's damn near wrote her own biography or whatever the
memoirs.
The memoirs, yes. She's already picked out where she wants to be put to rest at. It's already paid for. She's like, I don't want no problems, no issues, no stresses when I pass away. She's like, if you guys argued over things when I pass away, she's like, that is what would destroy me. So everything is done. Y'all don't gotta worry about nothing.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
I love it. Yeah.
So, all right. So today we talked about business. We talked about entrepreneurship. Who should you learn from? We talked about do learn. do make sure you invest in yourself and your business because it's your legacy. We talked about bringing your children into this. One of my panelists, my homegirl, Dr. Sheba, I'm so proud of this chick. I remember when she came to one of my classes and she took that class and she created a family business for her two girls. They have a storefront. They sell cupcakes online. They have written a book, so they're authors. These chicks are like 9 and 11.
Yeah.
And the homeschooler coach. She has her own homeschooling school. Like she took one class and turned it into these multiple different streams. She's an author. She's a speaker. She has a storefront. Her kids have their own business. Her kids travel. And these chicks are under 12. But it's important to understand the dynamics of business, the dynamics of family business, the importance of investing in yourself and your business. Like it doesn't happen overnight. It's not quick. It's not easy. It doesn't get easier, but it's so worth it.
Yeah, it's so worth it. It absolutely is. Absolutely.
Yes. Any final thoughts before we head out of here, ladies?
I would just say follow your dreams, live your dreams, and don't live vicariously through other people. I think you can do what you want to do. You should live the life you want to live, right? And living through other people, especially celebrityism, I think you shouldn't. I think you should spend that time coveting other people's stuff and rooting for them and start rooting for yourself.
Absolutely. I want to say something. I love to say this story when it comes to celebrity clothing and the comparison to the regular person to purchasing high-end brands and things of that nature. A book by Breaking the Psychological Chains of Slavery by Naeem Akbar. He always discusses how Black people begin to basically their fashion. Only reason a Black slave had a coat or a hat is when master would give it to them. So a person on a plantation would think, oh, this person must be master's favorite because he has a hat for master or a coat for master. So a lot of times when you think about your favorite celebrity and what they're wearing, you hear, oh, I'm wearing a Balmain or I'm wearing Gucci, but you never hear Gucci saying, this person is wearing my brand. You never hear them because they don't care. It wasn't for you. It wasn't created for you. It wasn't created with you in mind. So a lot of times, you got to dig deep to figure out what your interests really are. Because sometimes what's been forced on you is not even truly for you and what you want. So I just want to say, like Teddy, figure out your own life's dreams and desire and figure out what works well for you and your house and think about longevity. Too often we're thinking about, the next few years. We're talking about lifetime, what your family going to be saying about you when you are buried. And I feel like that is a much greater feeling than, the current status quo online.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yay. I just want to say I love what I do, and I love that I get to do it with you guys here in this platform in this manner. Please make sure that you guys go and support my co-host. Check Teddy out on social media at The Real Teddy Talks. She is dope. She's amazing. Go and love on and support Madam President at the #1 Madam President with a Z. This is the Melanated Air Hour. We do this every Tuesday and Thursday around 2:00 p.m. ish Eastern. You can also catch them with me live next weekend at the first annual Black Power Business Conference. I'm so proud of this. Y'all don't even
I'm excited. I am excited.
I'm so excited for this. You have an invitation if you can identify yourself there. Literally 20 dope Black women taking the stage. We're going to be talking about funding your way to the top, protecting your financial assets. We have to have the legal talk. We have to have the trademark talk. We got to talk about taxes. Mastering the art of sales. Too many people get stuck on pricing and pitching and closing sales and making money. We're going to talk about how to build an unforgettable brand and marketing strategy. My brander and marketer is going to be in the building. She's amazing. I cannot even wait to introduce you guys to her. I am going to talk about white labeling because I feel like it's a missed opportunity, and I want to make sure that Black people know how they can secure their bag through white labeling. We're going to talk about how to build a profitable team. Whether you're a solopreneur or a full-time entrepreneur, my homegirl that has a multi-million-dollar business in trash, she's going to be coming and talking about what it took to build her team. It's going to be super cool. Melanated Air is going to be there talking about creating a life-changing side hustle, kind of what we've gone through, what that transition looks like when you're moving out of your 9-to-5 to full-time entrepreneurship. We're going to be talking about increasing cash flow with multiple income streams. I really want to press in on, how to diversify your business with events, maybe becoming an author, creating a speaking element to your business, or starting a store, which I'll show you guys really quickly. I threw this store together for this event in about 30 minutes. So I won't be able to show you guys how I did it, but I will be talking to you guys about how you can add a store element to your business. Okay, this took me like 30 minutes, but that's because it's what I do. Okay. We're going to talk about how to make money from an online course or digital product. And then we're also going to do another keynote on the spirit of an entrepreneur. Again, it's Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern. It's via Zoom. So if you can't make it live, you can watch the replay. It's going to come with the Black Power Business Master Plan. You guys can go to the website to see what it all is going to cover. It's 8 business panels, 2 business keynotes. You get admission to the Black Power Business Circle, virtual swag bag, access to the replay, discount codes, and the investment is only $199 for general admission, $299 for the VIP experience. But right now, for the next 48 hours, you can get them for 50% off. Okay, $99 and $149. The low is not going to be this low. Not only will it not be this low ever again. Right now, it'll never be this low ever again. Next year, it'll be higher. Today's price is not yesterday's price.
There you go.
So definitely go check it out if you would like to see some increase in your business. If you like to understand strategies, if you like to talk about trademarking, intellectual property, taxes, crowdfunding, credit, business credit, how to start a business, how to leave your job, social media, marketing, any of those things are things that you need to talk about. I hope to see you there.
See you there. Love it.
All right, coolio. Well, we thank you, like always, for tuning in to the Melanated Air Hour. This is Tuesday, so we'll be back again this week on Thursday at 2:00. We'll probably have a full panel. Faye usually is with us on Thursday. Keisha should be with us on Thursday, and so you might get all 5 of us. We'll see. But we love you. We appreciate you. As always, continue to stay Black, be blessed, and be
one.